Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited about today's video because we've got a lot of spicy rumors swirling around the Dallas Cowboys that we need to break down. You know the off-season is always a wild ride, and it seems like we're in for another one. Today we're talking about Kellen Moore potentially replacing Mike McCarthy as head coach, the possibility of the Cowboys drafting tight end Tyler Warren, and whether Guyton could be the next starting right tackle. I'll also be answering some of your questions, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's kick things off with the rumor about Kellen Moore. Now, if you've been paying attention to Cowboys news, you've probably heard the whispers. Could Kellen Moore, who was the Cowboys' offensive coordinator before he went to the Chargers, replace Mike McCarthy as the head coach? This is one of those stories that's been gaining traction, and it's not surprising given the success Moore had in Los Angeles. He helped turn Justin Herbert into one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and there are a lot of people who believe his innovative offensive mind could have a major impact in Dallas. When Moore was with the Cowboys, he showed flashes of brilliance in creating explosive offenses, and many fans feel like he could bring the same kind of energy to a head coaching role. But here's the thing. There's a big difference between being an offensive coordinator and being the head coach of a team. Sure, Moore's offense was electric at times, but head coach is about more than just calling plays. It's about managing the entire team. Offense, defense, special teams, and even the locker room. Mike McCarthy has had his share of criticism, particularly in big games. But let's not forget that he's also been able to guide this team to the playoffs and develop a strong defense. The question is whether that's enough to keep him in charge. The Cowboys' offense definitely has room for improvement, and if Moore can continue his success with Herbert and bring it to a Dak-led offense, maybe he'll get the opportunity to take over. But let's not jump the gun just yet. McCarthy might not be going anywhere. Now, let's move on to another interesting rumor surrounding the Cowboys, drafting Tyler Warren, the talented tight end from Penn State. The Cowboys have been looking for a consistent tight end ever since Dalton Schultz left, and while Jake Ferguson has shown some promise, there's still a feeling that they could use a more dynamic presence in that position. This is where Tyler Warren could come into play. Standing at 6 feet and weighing 250 pounds, Warren has the physical tools to be a major threat in the NFL. He's not just a pass-checking tight end. He's also a very capable blocker, and with his size and athleticism, he could immediately contribute both in the running game and the passing game. The Cowboys need a tight end who can be versatile, someone who can make an impact in multiple ways. Warren could bring just that. But is tight end really the biggest need for the Cowboys? That's a question we have to ask. The Cowboys have a lot of needs heading into the draft, particularly along the defensive line and in the secondary. Still, if Warren is available when Dallas picks, he could be too good of a talent to pass up, especially given the Cowboys' current situation at tight end. The depth of the draft class means there could be options for them to address other areas, but Warren's skill set and potential fit in this offense make him an intriguing option. Imagine a Cowboys offense with Warren, Ferguson, and Hendershot all contributing together. That's a tight end trio that could really do some damage. Speaking of the draft, another rumor that's been making the rounds is about Tyler Guyton, the massive offensive tackle from Oklahoma. The Cowboys have had some issues on the offensive line, particularly at right tackle, where Terrence Steele has shown flashes of promise but hasn't quite been able to maintain that level of play week in and week out. There's no doubt that the offensive line has been a major strength for the Cowboys in the past, but in recent years, the consistency just hasn't been there. Could Tyler Guyton be the answer at right tackle? If you've watched his tape, it's clear that the guy has the size and athleticism to make an impact at the next level. Standing at 6'' and weighing over 320 pounds, Guyton is a physical specimen. But what really stands out is his ability to move for a man of his size. He's got quick feet, good technique, and a mean streak, all of which make him a perfect candidate to take over that right tackle spot. The Cowboys need a reliable option at right tackle, and Guyton could provide that. Now, it's not going to be easy. He's still a bit raw in terms of technique, but with the right coaching and development, he has all the tools to be an immediate starter in the NFL. He faced some of the toughest competition in college football, and although his play isn't perfect, his upside is undeniable. It's also worth mentioning that the Cowboys have one of the best offensive line coaching staffs in the league, so if anyone can help Guyton take that next step, it's going to be this team. If Dallas can draft Guyton and he can develop into the player they think he can be, they could be looking at a future star on their offensive line. Now, let's take a step back and dive into some of your questions that you've been sending in through the comments and social media. There are a lot of great questions, and I'm excited to break them down. One of the top questions I've seen recently is about Kellen Moore and whether his success with the Chargers means the Cowboys made a mistake by letting him go. That's a tough question. On one hand, Moore helped Justin Herbert have a breakout season and was a big part of turning the Chargers' offense into one of the most explosive in the league. But on the other hand, there were definitely times in Dallas when Moore's offense seemed to stall out, especially in the playoffs. While Moore is a great offensive mind, the Cowboys may have felt that they needed someone who could lead the team more holistically, not just on offense, but on every side of the ball. Mike McCarthy's track record as a Super Bowl winning head coach certainly gave him a leg up, and even though there were some rough patches, his experience with managing a team and understanding the broader picture of NFL football played a major role in keeping him as head coach. As for whether the Cowboys made a mistake by letting Moore go, we'll have to wait and see. If the Chargers' offense continues to thrive under Moore, it might sting a little. But if Dallas's offense improves under McCarthy's leadership, the decision could prove to be the right one. Another question that's come up is about Tyler Warren and whether he can start immediately if the Cowboys draft him. I think it's definitely possible. Warren is a talented player with a lot of upside, but like most rookies, he's going to need some time to adjust to the NFL. However, I think Warren's skill set gives him a chance to make an impact right away. His ability as both a blocker and a pass catcher makes him a very versatile piece, and we know that the Cowboys' offense likes to use tight ends in multiple ways. Ferguson is already showing that he can be a solid contributor, and Warren could complement him in a way that helps Dak Prescott and this offense reach another level. It might take some time for him to develop fully, but he's got the tools to contribute early on. Finally, a question about Tyler Guyton's ceiling in the NFL. This is a question I'm really excited about because I believe Guyton has a very high ceiling. If he can continue to develop his technique and become more consistent in his footwork and hand placement, he could become one of the top right tackles in the NFL. His physical attributes alone make him one of the most intriguing prospects in this draft class, and if the Cowboys can get their hands on him, they might just have found their future at right tackle. The potential is there, but like any rookie, it will come down to development. If Guyton can reach his full potential, he could become the cornerstone of the Cowboys' offensive line for years to come. As we wrap up today's video, I want to thank all of you for sending in such great questions and for being so engaged with the channel. There's a lot of excitement around the Cowboys right now, and the off-season is just getting started. We're going to continue bringing you all the latest rumors, news, and analysis as things develop. So what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Should Kellen Moore replace Mike McCarthy? Is Tyler Warren the answer at tight end? And can Tyler Guyton be the Cowboys' next great right tackle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And of course, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more Cowboys content. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Cowboys!